Good morning, guys. It's a wonderful day outside, and guess who I have? I brought Tony with me into the video. Tony's going to help us a great deal. Guys, let's start our call. Mathematicians, that's me. All right, guys, Tony is going to be like my student. I need somebody in front of me. And Tony, we do this in our classroom, so I know she's going to enjoy doing it with you guys at home. Ready? Math monster. Math monster. Math monster. I feel good. That was like a morning warm-up. All right, friends, get out your whiteboards. Tony has one. I want you please to create a clock again on your whiteboard. Show me the minutes on the outside, the hours on the inside. Friends, remember the clock moves. You can sit right there, Tony. The clock moves by fives. All right? Put those anchor numbers in. If you notice, again, my chart is over here for any help that you need. So remember, you can look up here for a sneak peek, or maybe you know this so well you don't need any help. When you get that clock made, anchor numbers are in, hours are put in the middle, minutes on the outside. I want you to show me 6:35. Remember, the hour hand is short and fat, and that minute hand is long and it reaches out. So I want you to show me 6:35 on your analog clock. Okay, I'll give you just a little bit. Tony's putting in her hours. Now she's got to make sure she puts in all those minutes. And we know our clock always moves by 5. 5 is that wonderful magic number with those analog clocks. I hope Tony doesn't get fooled by that 6:35. We will see, my friends. I know out there you guys will not be schmickered. You know how this works. So Tony, are you ready to show us? 6:35. Wow, can I take yours? Thanks, Tony. Tony, just like our friend Jalen, knows that it's 60 minutes finishes that clock. But we know that when we're in second grade, we know that this part right here, that tells us o'clock. She does have the 35, but boys and girls, that hour hand is moving with the minute hand. So I'm going to just move Tony's hour hand just a bit so it's more going towards the 7. Now that's more 6:35. Nice job, Tony. Thanks a lot. Friends, I'm going to have you target right now this board. We've been working with money. Before we left, we worked with money, right? And we learned a lot about that. $1 is 100 cents, like 100 pennies. And that our quarters, what are they worth? I hope you said 25 cents. And then we have a dime, a dime, a dime. Friends, if I was going to flash the total for a dime, what would we flash? 10. Really good. And with our nickels, what would we flash? I hope you flashed 5. And for our pennies, everybody knows that one, right, Tony? 1. So friends, let's count this. But we're not going to flash the 100 for the dollar or 25 for the quarter. We don't have to. We know that already. So we do have 100 cents here. We have 2 quarters. Do you guys remember what 25 and 25 is? I hope you said 50 cents. So we have 150. Now we're going to add that 10. Are you ready? We have 150. Let's add that 10. 60. Excellent. 70. One more 10. 80. Oh my goodness. We're moving to a 5, which is our nickel. 85. Add those 2 pennies. 86. 87. So we have $1.87. You know what? Do you think you could write that on your whiteboard? Tony, would you write $1.87? What does 187 cents look like if I wrote it like $1.87? I'll give you guys some time and you can see if you agree. I hope you guys agree. Nice job, Tony. We know that that dollar stands for that place value of 100. We know those 8 tens are like 8 dimes, which they are, and then our 7 ones. Friends, this is a really good connection to what we're going to be doing for our next two lessons. Our next two lessons are really going to have a huge focus on being able to count to 1,000. But a big thing is, could you read this for me, Tony?
I understand the value of the digits in a 3-digit number.
Excellent. We're going to be talking about 3-digit numbers. Friends, we've done that before. We've done it with 2-digit, but we also did it with 3-digit. So Mrs. Seitz is going to be pulling up something we did way in the beginning of the school year, kind of like in the fall. And we talked about representing numbers. So here's a great example of 376. We talked about the hundreds, we talked about the tens, and we talked about the ones, and what it looked like to even write that in expanded form. The other word is expanded notation. I bet you guys were saying that at home. So today, we're going to be talking more about that so that when you do your lesson 1 and lesson 2, this will be kind of familiar to you. So friends, I'm going to pull this down and I'm going to be putting up for you some place value cards. 70 plus 8 plus 700. Can you write that number the way it should be written as a 3-digit number on your board at home? I'll even put that plus sign in the middle. What does 8 plus 70 plus 700, what does it equal? I'll have your board, Tony. Thanks a lot. Tony did a nice job. She has 778. Did you get that at home? I hope so. Friends, let's try another one. Again, I'm not putting them in a specific order. I'm kind of mixing them up. So if you're getting it, that means you're understanding what we've talked about, and that is your 3-digit number. We're talking about place value, the value of the number where it sits. So here's another one. I have 60. Oh my goodness, plus 1 plus 800. Can you write down that 3-digit number at home? Remember, this is expanded form. It's also called expanded notation. Pretty fancy words, but we've used them before in our classroom. We're just now going to use them to help us when we're adding now 3-digit numbers. Friends, Tony's answer was 861. Do you guys agree? I hope so. She's done really well. I was her second grade